Now I have a set of terms, puja,
Yes.
which is often translated as ritual, and sanskars, the different sanskars from conception to death,
Right.
also translated as rituals, and agama, the whole temple construction, temple worship, all the different procedures translated as rituals. So tell me what you think of these terms and why they should or shouldn't be translated as rituals.
So first we have to understand the meaning of the word ritual itself, and then it becomes clear why puja is not a ritual, or samskara is just not a ritual, or agama is not a ritual. Ritual is actually described as a sequence of activities involving some gestures, words and objects performed, and according to set sequence basically. That's what you call a ritual. But puja, when we say puja, it comes from the root puj, which means to honor, to give respect with devotion.
The definition of ritual you gave sounded very sort of mechanical.
Yes.
Like running like a computer program.
Yeah, anyone can do that.
A robot could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are doing these days artis.
Mechanical.
Yeah, mechanically. you can have a whole system of something, and
some drone will come to your house,
right,
and he will do the puja for you.
Yeah. So that is not puja.
Amazon will send one in 1 hour, do the puja, pack up and go off.
So that is not puja.
Right.
So puja is devotion from your heart.
Right.
I want to honor you. You are my teacher, you are my guru. So I do puja to you, which means that I have a great respect for you in my heart. And that respect, of course, is within me. How do I show it to you physically?
Right.
So there are certain acts for that. So in our Vedic system, I may take an incense and wave around you. I may take a ghee lamp or offer some flowers. So these are way of showing, just like in any other culture, you give respect, you raise your hand or you do something.
So the important difference in puja comes from the fact that the puja is being done to a person.
Right.
Whether it is to Agni, whether it is to a Shakti form of deity, whatever the puja is to, you cannot depersonalize that. You cannot objectify that, nor is it a satanic thing that you are doing it to. So you are giving reverence, and giving reverence is a sort of interpersonal thing.
Right. So these are the two factors, that it is to a person and it is with mood of devotion, reverence, honor. And then physical aspect is just a manifestation of that. So there are two things. One is the internal emotion of reverence and honor and devotion. Another is how it manifests externally. So
Right.
that external thing is what you are calling as a ritual, but that external thing has no meaning without the internal devotion.
Right. And
that is the heart of it.
That is very good. So the sanskars, tell me about the sanskars which every individual has. How many sanskars are there?
Well, in our Hindu dharma, we have a total of 41 samskaras.
Okay.
Beginning from Garbhadhan samskara. And
Conception.
Then conception. At the time, even conception was a samskara, which now people may think is some kind of weird thing.
Right.
But I always say that we plan all kinds of things. You plan your old age, you plan your vacation, you plan how to build your house, but we don't plan the most important thing, the child.
Right.
And that's why so many problems are coming.
Right.
So in India, this was very important samskara, how the child was actually planned.
And conceived.
Conceived.
Yes.
So the samskara, the word samskara means basically purification. It comes from root kri by applying an pratyaya on and some prefix.
Right.
So it means to do, literally means to do something very well.
Right.
In a proper manner.
Right.
So it has different connotations.
Right.
So in religious aspects, in our dharma aspect, it involves three things. One is removing the impurities.
Right.
And the second is bringing out the qualities of that object.
Right.
And third is to embellish it.
Right.
So to give an example, is like if you get, say, diamond from a mine. So when you get diamond from a mine, if you've seen it is very ordinary looking stone. It's not shining. There may be a lot of dirt around it. So first you have to clean it. Or you get gold from the mine, you have to clean it. So that cleansing process, this is one samskara. This is called samskara. in Sanskrit. So that is called malapkaranam, removing the impurity. Then once you have removed the impurities, then you purify it and you polish it. So now you are increasing you are bringing out its characteristic. So one thing is removing the unwanted thing. Second thing is you bring out its own character which is inside it. And then third is that you can add something to it to embellish it. So atishaya vardhanam.
Right.
And then gunadhanam.
Right.
So these three things are called samskara. So our Hindu samskaras, they were actually meant for that. Because when you bring out a child into the society, it is very important that child does not become some nuisance to the society.
Right.
Which is quite possible.
Right.
As you can see at present.
Right.
Many people are just headache
right.
for the society. So how to program that, how to purify that?
We have to cut real quick.
So these are the three aspects of samskara. And as we do with the case of diamond, similarly we do with the case of human beings. So when a child is conceived, so there are two things involved. One is the mother, the womb of the mother, which is compared like to a field.
Right.
It's actually called a kshetra.
Right.
In Sanskrit. And then semen is like the seed.
Right.
So seed is being planted into the field.
Right.
So it is very common sense that if you want to put seed into the field, there shouldn't be no weeds around. You have to
right.
clean it. You also have to put fertilizer, etc. into it for a better crop. So this Garbhadhan samskara, then Simantonan samskara, Punsuvan samskara, all these, then Janma samskara, these are actually done for this kind of purification. So Garbhadhan samskara, you do all these things so that first of all the impurity starts in the mind. It's not only just in the physical thing. The real impurity is in the mind. And then mind becomes impure, then body becomes impure. So to purify the thought process, the awareness, the consciousness of both the mother and the father, the would-be mother and the father, then this samskara is performed. And then there are certain types of diets which are also to be given so that the semen is pure and the womb is pure, then the child which comes out will be a nice child.
So really sanskara is a sort of a process for bringing a certain transformation in a human being from the time of conception to the end. And each milestone or transformative moment in that human being's life has a well-defined process that ought to be carried out.
Right, because
and that's the sanskara.
We have different changes in our life. So you also have to be given, very important part of the samskara is to give you a very specific and strong identity, which is very much missing at present in the society.
Yeah, because we have confused discourse.
Yeah, people have confused identities.
Yeah.
And your action, your behavior or character actually depends on your identity.
Right.
If your identity is confused or unclear, your behavior will be confused behavior, which you see now people all kinds of, they have this hair, some pink hair, some red hair.
They're trying to find some identity experimentally.
And they're cutting the jeans here, So this is a confused behavior.
Right.
I would say.
Right.
Why? Because the person is confused. What am I actually?
Right.
If you know your identity, I am so and so, then you have a corresponding behavior for that.
Right.
So in the samskaras will give you an identity. When your Upanayana samskara is done, when your Namkaran samskara is done, your Vidya Arambha samskara is done, you immediately have that identity and you have the support of the whole society actually, because you are the center of that samskara. You know all these people are supporting you.
They're there to help you.
Yeah, so you don't feel insecure. Now that is another problem at the present. The feeling is of loneliness and insecurity. It's a very common feeling in the modern mind because there is nothing to support it. So this is causing a lot of problem for the society.
Yeah.
So these samskaras were very scientifically designed to make you as a very stable person in your life and to have your mind free from aberrations. This was the purpose of it.
So one last non-translatable I want to discuss, which is also related to the ritual, is agama. So what are agamas? Because there's so many agamas. There's Shaivite, Vaishnavite, there's Shakti agamas, Tantra. So tell us about agamas.
So agama is a body of literature just like the Vedas. You see, the Vedas are very strict. They're like the emperor. So you have to be born in a varnashram system. You have to perform a lot of these samskaras and you have to have that purification. and then only you are allowed to study the Vedas and follow them. So the Agamas is like an alternative to that, because there are so many people who are not part of that system. So for them the facility is given that they can also attain the same goal of which is available by following the Veda. So therefore the Agama were given. So it is one of the meaning of Agama. There are different meanings. It comes from the root gam, which means to go, which also means knowledge. The root gam, to know, also signifies knowledge. So these are body of knowledge systems. So A signifies Agata Shiva Bhaktrat, which are spoken by Shiva. And Ga means Gatam, they went into the ear of Sati Devi. And Matam tu Vasudevasya, and Ma is the Matam, the opinion of Vasudeva Vishnu. That is Agama, that is one meaning given. Different ways you can interpret. So there are Agamas which are related with Shiva, primarily three types, as you also said, related with Vishnu and related with Shakti. Again, that Shakti is not energy here. Right. So that is because there are different types of people according to different nature, they have different inclinations and different attractions. But the ultimate idea is to uplift you from your material conditioning and bring you to a higher state of sattva and ultimately make you free from this conditioning. So Agamas have four parts to it. There is the Gyan Pada, there is a philosophical part. It's not just set of activities called rituals. That's not the only thing. There's a whole philosophy behind it. It explains what is human life. You know, what you study in Bhagavad Gita or in the Puranas, the same you will also find in the Agamas. And then it has the Kriya Pada, which defines how you have to purify yourself, because it's just not the theory part, but sadhana. What sadhana you have to perform. So then there is also the part which defines about the worship, puja. So how the deity has to be, made, how the temple has to be constructed, all the detailed instructions for that, how the deity has to be, the vigraha has to be put, consecrated, how the process has to be done. So then the Charya Pada, how the puja has to be performed, what type of articles, process, timings, and if yagyas have to be performed, how they have to be performed. So all this detailed knowledge is given in the Agamas. So this, what people are now calling that is just a ritual, that is just taking one part of it and actually removing the whole body of knowledge from it.
So this is, the whole Agama is a non-translatable, because all the procedures are what they are. I mean, it's like if you have a recipe to make a certain dish, every part of it is non-translatable. You cannot substitute and say, okay, if the guy says put rice, you can put something else there. Or so if for the integrity of that recipe and to get that particular outcome out of it, you have to follow the process.
Just like if you work in a chemistry lab. So there is a very specific procedure how you have to do your experiment and how you have to mix chemicals to make a compound. To
get a final outcome.
You can just have your own whims and fancies. So same is with Agama.
So the whole Agama is a poison pill. It's a non-translatable process, a massive one, and hanging on to that, holding on to that, respecting that, wanting that this has to be respected as part of who we are in our culture. You got to bring that into any discussion. Any discussion where they say it's all the same, you should say, fine, we'll do it according to our Agama. Suppose they say it's all the same, then you say, fine, if it's all the same, we'll do it according to our Agama.
And follow.
We'll follow up.
Join us.
This is going to be a house of worship for everybody, it'll just be a building. You said, no, we'll build it according to Agama.
Because actually we have all the details, they don't even have that.
They don't even have an alternative to Agama, they have nothing. So for them it is like a free-for-all, postmodernism, it's all myth, anything goes, and we have a specific procedure.